Okay, so back in 2015, December timeframe, I made a video called Building a Multi-Million Dollar Freight Broker Business. And I also set a goal to become a millionaire. Now, when I set that goal, I, like many other people, I thought becoming a millionaire was about making $1 million every year. I had to make $1 million in a year in order to be a millionaire. Then I found that just wasn't true. I started to read and I started to, making myself intelligent about money by studying people who've already went out and done it. People who have blueprints in place to show you how to get rich. So what I did was I started to study under those people and I realized, wow, I don't have to make $1 million in a year to be a millionaire, but I do have to be disciplined with money. I have to do what is, what makes sense, what lines up with intelligent thinking when it comes down to how I utilize the money that I earn. So here it is, I am today, 2019. I wanted to bring you in and give you a look at what's been going on, because a lot of people say that they're going to do something, but you look back 3 years after they've said it and nothing has happened. So I want to bring you in, kind of show you what's been going on since that time, since December 2015, when I made that statement of building a multi-million dollar freight broker business and becoming a millionaire. I want to kind of show you the processes of what's been taking place over that time period so that you can see it. And then if you have the goal of becoming a millionaire, you can look at that and say, hey man, I like some of the things that you're doing here. I'm going to embrace a few of those things and start to implement them myself, because it's all about learning from other people. You don't have to do everything somebody else is doing, but it's a good idea to take some of the things from people who've been successful and start to implement it in your own life, and things could shape up and change for you as well. Now, let's take a look at, when I talk about the processes of becoming a millionaire, what I want you to understand is that it is a journey. It is not about, bam, I made $1 million and now I'm a millionaire. Because making $1 million and being a millionaire is two completely different things. And what I mean by that is making $1 million and building wealth. When I think about millionaire, someone who has a total net worth of $1 million. And that takes a discipline. That takes hard work over time for the majority of us. Again, some people do it much faster, but for most people, you're talking 10, 15, 20 years, even more than that sometimes, that it's going to take you to build that type of wealth. Over that time, what are you going to have to do in order to get to that point? So that's what I want to talk about today. I'm going to bring you in and show you some of the things that I've done over that period of time to get to where I am today and be on track to earning the millionaire status. Never have I earned $1 million in a year to this point. Not saying that I want, because I certainly have a goal to do that, but I haven't done that to this point, and it's been almost 4 years now. So with that said, I'm going to show you how you don't need to earn $1 million in a year to become a millionaire. You just need to align intelligent thinking with your money, and you can walk into millionaire status, and it's not going to seem like it's that big of a deal, that hard of a thing to do. Does it require discipline? Yes, absolutely. No two ways about that. Does it require that you start doing certain and specific things for you and your money? Absolutely. It's going to require that. So if you're willing to do that, you can definitely get to millionaire status. Because, when you really look at it, what separates people who actually make it to millionaire status and people who don't is millionaires have a plan. They have a plan as to how they're going to get to where they're going to get. And I'm not just saying all millionaires, because not all millionaires have a plan. I mean people that understand money and know how money works, and know that if they implement certain things into their daily activity, they're going to increase their net worth over time, and they have a very, very good possibility of becoming a millionaire. And it doesn't have anything to do with making $1 million. Matter of fact, people with $50,000 a year become millionaires based on disciplined activity, based on understanding money and how to grow money. That's the most important thing. We hear people talk all the time about how much money they make, how much money they earn in a year. But what I've learned is not about how much money you make or earn in a year. It's more about how much you keep. You hear people, oh, I make $30 an hour, I make $40 an hour. Okay, you make that, but how much do you actually keep? Because when you think about it, your mortgage is getting some of the money, or your rent is getting some of the money. You're going to look at your car note getting some of the money, the credit cards getting some of the money, the loans that you have, the student loans, they're getting some of your money. So the question is not how much money you make. The question is how much money do you keep? And that's what we're going to talk about. That's what I'm going to show you throughout this journey, what I have done in order to keep more money in my household. Because the more money we keep, the more money we have to grow. And when we have money that we bring into our front door, assets that we bring into our front door, we're going to make sure that we don't let those assets out. How long does money stay in your household before it flees? We want to make it so that money stays in our household for the duration. We want it to stay in our household. Now, yes, we're going to spend some money. We're going to enjoy life and do some of the things that we want to do, but we're going to be responsible in what we're doing, build wealth over time, and become the millionaire that you want to become, if that's a goal that you set. Whatever you want to do, we're going to talk about discipline, activity, processes, and procedures that get you there over time. And I'm going to bring you in and allow you to see my processes, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. We're not going to hold anything back. We're going to take the cover off it so that you can see it. And then you can take a look at it and say, hey, these are some of the things that this guy is doing, and he's sharing these things. I'm going to take some of these and do it, try to implement it in what I'm doing. So hopefully I can become a millionaire as well. Because that's what it's all about. Taking a look at what other people are doing, not copying and doing everything that they're doing, but taking what you think is important, some things that you can use, and implementing it in your own life and becoming whatever it is that you want to become in this life. Because we have one chance. We got one chance to be whoever we want to be in this life. So why not embrace that opportunity and live the best life that you can possibly live, be whatever you want to be. So without further ado, I'm going to bring you in and show you what I've been doing in hopes that it will encourage and help you to get to where you want to get to in your life and in your business. See you at the top, because the bottom is much too crowded. Okay, so today I'm taking you in under the hood, letting you take a look at what it is that I've been doing over the last almost 4 years now in my quest to become a millionaire. I'm the type of person that I believe that if I'm truly trying to help you, with providing information or sharing information with some of the things that I've done, I want to go in and show you what it is that I'm doing, because that gives you a more realistic idea of what it is that I'm doing. Because you may want to look at some of the things and say, hey man, I like what it is that he's doing. I understand this part of it, and I want to take a few of those things and start to implement them. So if I really want you to be able to implement it, I have to show you, I believe, so that you can see it, and then you can go ahead and start to take action. So that's what this is all about. I'm taking you in under the hood, showing you what it is that I'm doing in my quest to become a millionaire. So here it is. The first thing that I decided to do was to start a business. The reason why I wanted to start a business is because I wanted to take more responsibility of my income. You see, I had been the other route where I had a job. I was in the military for 10 years, and then I went on and worked overseas as a DOTD contractor for 9 years. And what I realized is that in a job can be here today and gone tomorrow. And what we have to do is start to say, okay, I want to take more responsibility for my own income. I'm not going to wait around and hope to get a job and then hope that that job is going to last the next 20, 25 years, because there's a very real possibility that it won't. And then I'm going to be left out in the cold. So what I wanted to do was say, hey, no, I'm not giving the responsibility of my income for my household to anyone else. I'm going to take more responsibility of that. And I'm going to build a business that can fuel my household with income, that can provide income to my household. And not only provide income based on the work that I'm doing, but it also can provide income to me when I'm actually sleeping, when I'm not really doing any work, because I've already put in the work. So I wanted to be able to earn money while I was sleeping. So I had to start a business that could do that. So I want you, when you start to take a look at the idea of starting a business, can this business produce money while you're sleeping? Because that is the key. That's the key difference to people who become super successful financially and people who don't, is people who don't become successful, they have to depend on all of their physical skills. They have to be available, up and available, working in order to earn money. And rich people, people who've been very successful with money, they don't have to be working in order to make money. Like I can be sleeping and still making money with trucks on the road moving freight from point A to point B. So make sure that when you start to look at a business that you say, I want to go into, make sure that you can make money while you're sleeping. Okay, once I decided to build a business, then I started to look at my personal debt, my overall debt. I said, hey, in order for me to build a business, I need to have as much of my money available to me as possible. So how can I do that? Well, I started to look at my situation. I said, hey, I got credit card debt. I have loans that I need to get paid off. So what I'm going to go in and start getting rid of all of my debt. I'm going to cut out debt so that I can make more of my money available to me. So I started to look at my credit card situation, and I had thousands and thousands of dollars in credit card debt. I started to look at my car situation. I had some car debt out there. So what I did is I went in and I cleaned up all of my debt so that I could have more money to invest, to use for my business so that I can make more money instead of spending money on credit cards that are 17, 18, 19%, regardless of your credit. So I'm going to show you that here in this presentation. Doesn't matter what kind of credit you have. Still, if you have a credit card, you're going to pay 17, 18, 19%. So, I mean, if you get one for 12.9, that's great, but most of them are going to be 17% and above. So if you're paying that type of money on credit card debt, then you're doing a very, very big disservice to yourself, to your business, to your family, because that money is going out and you're never going to get it back. We want to make sure that we close the door so that that money can escape. That's why it's important to clear out personal debt. Clear out your credit card debt. You want to make it so that all you have is your mortgage loan. If you have a mortgage, you just have a mortgage, or you got rent, you're just paying your rent, so that you can focus in on using your other money to invest and enrich yourself instead of enriching other people. Okay, so that is very, very critical, getting out of personal debt. Next thing we want to look at is people look at business debt and personal debt as two different things. And really, when it comes down to the business owner, it's the same. Because if you got business debt or you got personal debt, it's still your debt. So we want to get rid of business debt just like we want to get rid of personal debt. Now, I do use business debt more than I would use personal debt because it gives me a chance to earn more money in my business. Whereas if I'm spending money on consumer debt, then I don't have a chance to earn any money on that money. That's just money spent. We don't want to have those situations where money is just spent. We want to cut them down, I should say. And that way you can have more money available to you to do the things that you want to do, like enrich yourself, investing money so that you'll have money when you turn 62 years old or 59 years old, and you don't just have to depend on Social Security. Okay, so we want to have money to invest, and how we're going to do that again is cutting debt. Not only personal debt, but business debt as well. As you can see here, these are business credit cards that I have. I've cut down my debt to nothing. So we have debt extended to us, or I should say credit extended to us, but we're not using that credit, or we're using it and then we're paying it off, because we want as much of our money available to us, and we don't want money going toward interest. And when you look at interest, it's like, basically riding down the highway and throwing $100 bills out of the window. And those bills add up, whether they're $100, $15, $20, whatever you're paying to get that loan or to get that credit card on a monthly basis in interest. That's throwaway money. We don't want to throw money away. So let's get rid of the debt so that we don't have to. Next, we're going to look at what happens because you start to get rid of debt. See, you're going to increase your credit score because you're becoming more responsible with the debt that you have. But what I also want to warn and make sure that you understand is that I have an 813 credit score here. Just a few weeks ago, about a month or so ago, I had an 827 credit score. But as I'm coming out of debt, then my credit score is starting to decrease some. Because this is a debt system when it really boils down to it. They want to know how well you manage debt. And if you don't have debt, then you're not managing debt. Your credit score is going to start to drop. But it's not about your credit score when it really boils down to it. I've been striving to get an 800 credit score for a little while now. And I've gotten it. But basically what it boils down to is that my 0% here credit usage is what's important. Not necessarily about an 813 credit score. My 100% on-time payments over a long period of time is what's important. So it's not just about the credit score. Don't wrap yourself around the axle about a credit score, because it's just not about that. Yes, we want a decent credit score, that's for sure. But we don't want to just get caught up in the credit score, because you'll start chasing a credit score and putting yourself in more debt just to increase your credit score, and that's not what we want to do. Manage what it is that you have on the table, manage it well, and you'll see your credit score increase. Then, after you have gotten yourself out of personal debt, after you've gotten out of business debt, now we're going to look at your credit score increasing, and now you have more of your money to invest in yourself. More of your money to save for retirement. Because one thing is for certain, one or two things is going to happen. You're going to die before you become 59 or 62, or you're going to live to reach 59 or 62 years old. And what you have to look at then is that if you've been working a job for an extended period of time and they're going to give you retirement, which don't many jobs do these days, then you have that nest egg that you can depend on. It's a certain amount. But most cases it's going to be 50% less than what you were making. So where's the difference? Where are you going to make up that money? Some people say Social Security. I'm going to, have X amount of dollars in Social Security. And that's good. That's great. But there's a possibility that Social Security may not even be here. We see the debt situation of the United States. We see that, every time you turn around, there's something on TV about Social Security and possibility that it may be cut. So knowing that, we have to take some precautionary steps. And that is getting out of debt, growing your credit score because you're being responsible with money. And now, because you're out of debt, you have more money to invest and grow for yourself. And how are you going to do that? How are you going to invest and grow this money that we're talking about? Well, a part of it is putting some of it in tax shelters. We talk about this all the time, but do we really know what that means? Take a look here. You see here it says, one, this is a personal Roth IRA. This right here is a traditional 401k for my business. And this is a individual Roth 401k for my business. All of it is for me, but we set it up under our business. We set it up under the business because you're going to get certain tax breaks. These are tax shelters that we want to put our money in so that Uncle Sam doesn't get as much out of it as he would if we didn't have it in tax shelters. So rich people that have been successful with money, have tax shelters. So we want to have some tax shelters that we're putting our money in. And not only do we want to have a tax shelter, we want to make sure that we're utilizing those tax shelters. Many people have, for instance, this one. They have a 401k and they're putting, up to 5% in their 401k. And that comes up to the total that the company will match for you. But now, the truth is, you can put $19,000 in a 401k this year. A 401k or a 401k Roth, you can put a total of $19,000 in that 401k. So now ask yourself, are you putting $19,000 per year in your 401k and taking advantage of that tax break? Are you doing that or not? And if you're not doing that, it's okay. Maybe you want to put as much as you can put in it. But you want to put the most that you can put inside tax shelters because it's going to give you more of your money when it's time to take it out. It's going to give you access to more of your money. The federal government cannot get their hands as much as they could if they had free access to your money if you didn't have it in tax shelters. So we want to have some tax shelters for our money. And if you own a business, you want to set up maybe a 401k. You want to set up an individual 401 or a Roth 401k. And then this, again, right here is just a regular Roth IRA. So I can put a total of $19,000 into my 401k, and then I can put a total of $6,000 into my Roth IRA. So this, again, is not about how much money you're earning. It's about how much you're keeping, as we talked about earlier. And right here, I'm on pace this year to do $25,000 inside of a Roth and a traditional 401k, and then a Roth IRA. I could put $6,000 in the Roth IRA, and again, $19,000 in the 401k or the 401k Roth. Now, of course, you have to understand what is inside of these investment vehicles to really understand what we're doing. Now that takes a lot more time, but what's in here is mutual funds. We have index mutual funds inside of the 401k, the 401k Roth, and the Roth IRA. We believe investing in index mutual funds. If you take a look at a book called The Little Book of Common Sense by Jack Bogle, you'll get a really good idea of why I put index funds within those investment vehicles. The Little Book of Common Sense by Jack Bogle, it can change your life. It is a dynamic book. Another book that I'm going to give you is Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins. Dynamic book. These are books that are talking about money and how you utilize money, how you grow money, how you save money, how you have more of your money available to you than giving more of your money away to credit cards, to car notes, to the different things that I call termites that will eat away at your wealth. We don't want to do that. We want to have more money for ourselves, for our family, for our loved ones, and for people or groups that we decide to give our money away to because we believe in what those groups are doing. Because charity, giving away money, contributing money to your causes, to things that you believe in, is also very, very, very important. So that is what I wanted to share with you today. Not necessarily just about making money. It's about growing your money, keeping the money that you come into your household. Because if you think about it, all of us have had enormous amounts of money at some point in time over our lives. But the question is, how much have we kept? I hope that you've enjoyed this message. This was just about showing you, not just about talking, but showing you some of the things that I am doing to grow into becoming a millionaire. Remember, a millionaire is about growth. It's about disciplined activity over a sustained period of time. Now, we can shorten that period, but usually it's going to take us some time. We can make it a shorter period by doing more of what we should be doing, increasing the amounts of money that we are putting in tax shelters, and of course, making and earning more money as well. A part of what you earn is yours to keep. I got that from a book called The Richest Man in Babylon. I think Napoleon Hill, if I'm not mistaken, may have written that book. Don't quote me on that, but you check it out. Richest Man in Babylon. Great, great book. A part of what you earn is yours to keep. Not all of what you earn, but a part of it is yours to keep. Don't give it away. Keep it for yourself. That way you can have it when it rains. Because it's going to rain. There's no two ways about that. Hope this has been helpful. See you at the top, because the bottom is much too crowded.